Call of Duty World War II educated me that World War II was in fact a conflict between African women quickscoping each other for control over flags planted over some ruins. Hashtag woke. Hello everyone, good morning or good afternoon or good night or whenever you're watching this. Hello. This is a quick recap of the Call of Duty World War II beta. What do I think about it? It is okay. I had more fun with it than with the last Call of Duty games, since I am a fan of the World War II setting. The graphics were okay. Call of Duty standard. They were okay for Call of Duty, but compared to other games, they're not great. The biggest issue with the graphics is not necessarily that the graphics are not looking that great. I mean, Counter-Strike is Global Offensive is absolutely not up to the standard of 2017 graphics. However, the gameplay is just good, and that's what makes the game good. And the engine is running smoothly. With Call of Duty World War II, I cannot say that. The first 2 days of the beta, the game was running relatively smoothly, but I had micro lags all the time, several small lags. And today, the Sunday, I had really big lags. You're seeing it right now. This is unacceptable for an online game. So I just googled it, and many people said, oh, you need to upgrade your drivers. I did that, and it got worse. I installed the old drivers, and the game is running smoothly again. Another thing that makes the game sometimes a bit unenjoyable, the game has dedicated servers, however, not enough. The thing is, they have a few dedicated servers and they are running pretty fine, but when all the servers are used up, the game goes to a peer-to-peer system. So one time I was playing with a friend and I left because, well, I had stuff to do, and the whole game ended because I was the host of the session, which I did not know actually. Yeah, and the whole game ended. And talking about playing together with friends, inviting friends is a little bit weird because they can join you without you even knowing. That was interesting. Well, strange feature then, yeah, but not necessarily too annoying. The menu structure is of course a console menu. Even for PC players, it is a console menu. That's where you go back with enter and escape, and all the buttons are far apart on the screen. Yeah, it's a console menu. Also a bit strange is when you want to leave the game, either you do it with the task manager, or you have to click on settings, then go to the main menu and then leave. There's no way to leave the game directly from the multiplayer part. You need to go back to the main menu and then leave. That's kind of weird to me. So what's next on my list? Let's go with a positive thing. The kill streaks are visually very nice. I really enjoyed the kill streaks. For example, the Fritz X bomb, which you are seeing now, that looks cool. Hands down, I admit it. I am not a great fan of Call of Duty, but this is cool. Also, the kill streaks are... well, it's not kill streaks now, it's not point streaks, but you know what I mean. You can freely select them, that's also pretty nice. Compared to the last Call of Duty set in World War II, Call of Duty World at War. Yeah, and you have no dogs, at least not yet. Maybe they'll come in the final version of the game. Which I really dislike the dogs. But you have paratroopers which are dropping down from the skies, AI-controlled paratroopers, and they're shooting on everyone. A bit like the helicopter in the modern Call of Duty games. Yeah, then you also have the dive bomber, or the fighter plane, which you can control for a few seconds, which is also kind of nice. Then going on from there, attachments for the guns. You have a wide selection. The infantry division, for example, can choose up to 3 attachments. Some attachments look good, others are not visually represented, which is kind of sad. And others are pretty unrealistic and yeah, didn't look like that in real life. It's Call of Duty, we can book this under artistic freedom, I guess. Most attachments work pretty fine, so no complaint in that way. But some guns are pretty useless without any attachments, but I guess that's the normal thing for a Call of Duty game. Then the modifying of your character model. You, at least in the beta, you don't have that many things to select from. But I can now confirm, yes, you have black Nazis in this game. And apparently you cannot modify the Germans. You can only modify your allied outfit. And apparently your modification settings have a equivalent on the German side. And you're getting an outfit according to that. Or the German outfits are just distributed by random. Yeah. So, black Nazis. Amazing. It actually, yeah, that looks pretty stupid, and the two friends I played the beta with, they were also a bit bewildered by the fact that you have black female Nazis, and that's the other thing. The female player models are not a disturbance, it's done okay. I mean, the whole fact that you have female soldiers on the front line, we have discussed this before. But the player models and the hitboxes seem to be the same, so that is gameplay-wise okay. The voices, however, are a bit annoying. They sound, I would have hoped for a bit more rough voices for the female players, because they sound too squeaky, in my opinion. Then for the German announcer. That the German announcer is absolutely horrible. Because apparently the guy who does the German announcer voice is not a German native. And he is unable to pronounce some words. For example, talking about the objective A, so objective Anton. He pronounces Anton, which is the German, so he cannot pronounce the German A. He says Anton, which is the German name for the Pokemon Psyduck. I think this duck Pokemon which always has a headache. That sounds stupid. If this game would have had a workshop on the Steam Workshop, because you have no modding tools, I would record a sound package, because I think even I could do a better voice acting job than this guy. One thing a friend of mine added, the game is not vulgar enough. In a combat situation, yeah, you get vulgar, and many World War II games have this screaming around insults. I mean, the hardest insults for Germans I have heard was kraut, and yeah, it's I think calling me a kraut is not that offensive. I've missed words like scumbag or cunt, whatever, like rude stuff. What else is on my list? The menu sucks, female Nazis, modify, of course no modding tools are confirmed so far. Talking about the attachments again, every side has the same attachments as usual, which is a bit weird, because in modern games you have no difficulty having attachments for every side, because modern guns usually have Picatinny rails and you can pretty much attach everything to a Picatinny rail. World War II guns did not have this option available. So it would have been a bit cooler if every side has, or every gun has its own attachments. Because, for example, the Germans did have scopes specially produced for the STG-44, but this special scope is not in the game, and so on. The thing is, if you haven't played a Call of Duty game for a while, and you want the Call of Duty gameplay feeling again, then you can go ahead and buy this game. The thing is, it is not vastly different from any other Call of Duty game. It's basically the same, just the setting is a bit cooler to me because it's World War II. I'm kind of looking forward to the single-player campaign. If it's well done, I'm waiting for to see some actual gameplay of the first two missions or so to decide on if I will check this out, because 60 euros or more for this AAA game is a lot. And I would say, in my opinion, it is not worth it, because the game is nothing new. It is the classic Call of Duty stuff applied to a now old scenario, so World War II. For 30 euros, this would be okay. For 60, absolutely not, because there's again no innovation in this. And like we've said in our one of our last videos, are AAA games getting boring, dropping player counts and so on. A lot of the money that's spent on this game goes just into the marketing, not into the actual game development. And since for many people the multiplayer is the core of the Call of Duty franchise, I am really missing the innovation. I mean, the only real innovation that you have in the game is the war mode. And talking about that for real quick, it is cool. Yeah, the war mode is not bad. It's of course something new, something other than the simply playing team deathmatch or something. It is enjoyable. However, it's absurd.
Our mission is to destroy a battery of AA guns that's shooting down our bombers, but we have to push through enemy territory and take out those guns before Kraut reinforcements arrive.
If you're attacking, your first objective is to capture a villa. Villa looks great. Kind of reminds me of the old Medal of Honor days. Of course, the missing swastikas on the flags is a kind of a throw-off. Looks weird to have this censored flag hanging there. After you captured this villa, you have to build a bridge, so your Sherman tank can cross. This is absolutely annoying, because you throw a smoke grenade, you run up to the objective, press F to hammer, and you're constantly getting killed by snipers. If there's any way to change this kind of objective, or at least provide some cover, or balance this out a bit more. I mean, it is balanced, but it's just annoying. This objective is annoying to play. The next objective, you have to demolish a ammunition dump. That is absolutely fine. The bomb looks silly, but yeah, this is not too bad. Well playable. However, the thing is, why do you have to plant the bomb when you have a Sherman tank? The Sherman tank could just fire onto the objective, since the Sherman tank has a clear line of sight to the ammunition dump. Yeah, that's a bit stupid. And when you destroyed the ammunition dump, you have to escort the Sherman tank forward around a church to destroy some anti-aircraft guns, some 88mm anti-aircraft guns. During the game, when you look at them, they are firing automatically. There's no crew manning them. That's a bit stupid. And by the way, talking about the animations, the end animation. See this Tiger 2? It's just sliding through the ground. It's yeah, a bit of a lazy animation there. And since you are seeing this like 50 or 100 times when you're playing this game, they should have put more effort into this animation. Overall, this game mode is kind of nice. It's something new, but it is nothing very innovative. This type of gameplay has been done before. These sort of push matches have been done before in Battlefield, Red Orchestra, and it kind of reminded me of the Jagd modus in Day of Defeat, like in Day of Defeat Classic, where you have to destroy tanks, Shermans or Cromwell tanks placed on the map with your Panzerschrecks. And in the modern Day of Defeat, or modern in quotation marks Day of Defeat source, you have to plant bombs on, for example, a Sherman tank, anti-aircraft gun, or whatever. The gameplay style in the other games was done better. However, I would say nice try. It is something new, it is something fun, it is good. Could have maybe they will have more maps, because the beta only included one map, and I hope they will have at least 3 more maps. And yeah, of course, DLCs will come out with more maps. What looked silly is setting up the machine guns, because the MG42 is apparently only available as a fixed emplacement on maps, and in this war mode you can set it up. You have, yeah, just lay on the ground, press F, and the gun magically assembles in front of you. Looks a bit, yeah, no comment on that. Besides that looking awkward, there's also something very awkward that sometimes occurs in the end of the game, because in the end of the match you can see a highlight of the best kill of the game, kind of like in Overwatch. In this game they show it in slow motion, which sometimes looks cool. For example, here you're seeing me getting killed. But in other situations the slow motion really highlights the weaknesses of this engine, because you're sometimes seeing kills that don't really look like someone got killed, because the shot is obviously missing, at least visually. And then you have the issue that you're often getting killed through cover. I know that, of course, a wooden wall or a shelf full of books does not protect you from machine gun fire. But in other cases, a literal bunker made out of concrete reinforced with rebar and steel does not protect you as well. And that is kind of awkward, and a machine gun fires right through this 25 centimeter concrete wall, or even bigger. That's kind of stupid, and it often results in you being killed by the opponent player, or you killing someone while you or the other one is already behind cover, even behind profound cover like a concrete wall. And that is, to me at least, kind of annoying. Oh, and of course cover, you cannot lean to the left or the right. The leaning function is cut from the game. Kind of stupid to me. When you press Q now, you are of course having the close combat attack, which with the bayonet is pretty strong and very effective. And to end this on a positive note, I guess, the soundtrack sounds very nice. Actually, yeah, I really enjoy the soundtrack. Sounds great. Kind of the generic World War II soundtrack, but it sounds great. So, I think I've been rambling on for long enough. Is this game worth the money? 60 or more? Not at all. For 30, or if you get a discount, yeah, then this could be worth it. So guys, what do you think about this game? I played it for around 13 hours. I am not that convinced. For a Call of Duty game, I like it. Compared to other games, I don't like it. The thing is, the Call of Duty World War II setting is cool, because it's World War II again, it's not this strange future stuff, but yeah, I'm can only talk about the multiplayer. The single player, no idea. So I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Will you even pre-order the game? Actually, I would not recommend pre-ordering it, because 60 euros or 100 for the digital deluxe edition, yeah, that's absolutely not worth it. If the game would be 30 euros, I'd probably buy it, but not for 60. So that's it for today. Have a nice day, and as always, goodbye and guten Tag.